Do you want durable 100% carbon fiber arrows? Warhead Arrow Company. Warhead Arrow Company is 100% carbon fiber constructed hunting arrows with bone-shattering penetration. Durable, tough, yet reliable when it comes to the moment of truth. Their target arrows are world-class in accuracy and precision, an arrow that target archers can depend on to reach the top of their game. Warhead Arrow Company. Check them out today at warheadarrowco.com. That's Warhead Arrow Company. warheadarrowco.com.
Folks, welcome to another episode of On the Limb Podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls, where deer camp becomes a reality for every listener. Join us as we talk God, family, country, and everything outdoors. Kick back, relax, and have a listen. Now, here's your host and co-host, Mike and Dan.
Good evening, everyone. Well, Dan's not with us right now, but he will be with us here in just a little bit. Folks, Heaven gained another great hunter this past weekend. NVGC Pro Staffer Mark Mumau passed away. And, folks, please remember his family and all his friends in your thoughts and prayers. When I heard about this Saturday morning, I think it was Saturday morning, no, it was Sunday morning, actually. I was just, I don't know. It kind of blew me away. Me and Mark have never met, but we talked on the phone a lot. And, even though that you haven't met someone, you can gain a relationship with them. And I've got Eric on the line here. That's what the background noise was. He's cooking on the grill. But anyways, so you can have a relationship with someone like that, and we've talked on the phone a lot about hunting and different things in the outdoors. He's been with us on our pro staff for 14 years, so you just develop a relationship with those people, and you care for them like family, and so just keep his family in your thoughts and prayers. So one of Mark's favorite times of the year is about ready to kick off. He loved deer season. And so we'll be talking to Erik Gagnon, just like I just said a little bit ago. He's an NVGC Pro Staffer as well. Eric's currently cooking turkey burgers on the grill. That's what the background noise was you heard there. But I'll give you a little bit of codes from our partners here. Our newest partner, AquaCase. You can visit them at aquacase.net and use promo code podcast15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order. There are your waterproof case and bag experts. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to use podcast 10 at checkout at outdoor-pro-shop.com for 10% off of your order at checkout there as well. So one of the scriptures that I wanted to bring forth this evening is I'm reading in a new book that I've got, Aaron Fertrell. We just had him on the podcast, award-winning author. And Follow His Tracks is one of his books. And I started reading in it last night. And it's a Hunter's Guide to Christ. You can find that on Amazon. You can find all of his books on Amazon. So one of the scriptures that I wanted to read was out of his book, where he talks about how, God can show you, he can reveal himself to you through the outdoors. And that happens to me all the time, even with smallest things, as like looking at the leaves in the fall, or just looking at, a squirrel running through the woods and how he, interacts with different things. But Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen, and I will be exalted in the earth." So he's telling us there that he's going to be exalted throughout the whole world, all the nations, no matter where it's at, and exalted in the earth itself with the elements and nature and things that he created. And just his creation alone shows us, his glory and his majesty and his power. So, but without further ado, please welcome with me, Erik Gagnon.
How you doing, Michael? Good to be with you again.
I'm doing well, sir. How are you this evening?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. And like you, just kind of shocked and surprised at the word of Mark.
Yes.
Another young one going too soon.
Yeah.
Good soul, good person. I did have the opportunity to meet him once or twice, I think, at a couple of the sportsman shows.
Yeah.
And he was the one that actually got me in contact with y'all.
Isn't that funny? That's just saying there, I never met Mark, and I've never met you. We tried to meet up when we were on our, we wanted to do our duck hunt up there in Maine, and that was like back in, man, I don't know. I think that's probably been like 12 years ago at least.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Maybe 10 or 12
Definitely
years
a while
ago.
ago.
And, me and Mark would talk on the phone all the time. He'd call and we'd talk about trout fishing. He'd talk about the steelhead that he'd catch in Pennsylvania. And, he had a camp down there that they would go to every year and trout fish. And he'd just bring a bunch of people together. And my post on Facebook the other day was, we lost a true definition of an outdoorsman. I mean, Mark loved the outdoors. That's where he went to get rid of the stress and to get rid of the stress of life and just different things going on. But man, he loved his family too, those grandkids, and loved his wife, Christine. I talked to Christine today on Facebook. I know that she's probably been getting a ton of phone calls.
Yeah.
So, I just, I told her, I said, we're going to do a salute tonight.
Yeah.
For Mark.
Yeah, I'm sure she was appreciative of that for sure.
Yeah,
definitely
Mark
was his passion.
Yeah, and he served in the military as well, but loved the outdoors. Done a lot for people in the outdoors in the community and around there. He's originally from Pennsylvania, but moved to Maine, and that's just a great place to be in the outdoors. I've been there.
Yeah, he was definitely involved, and we'll run into him at the sportsman shows, and he just always had stories to tell. Always in a great spirit. Just guy was just a great human being.
Yeah, you got that right. So we'll
be
talking.
Definitely loved sharing the outdoors with his friends and family, and
I
sure.
think
his wife or somebody, whoever wrote his obituaries, if you ever had the opportunity to hunt with him, you were definitely considered one of his closest friends and family.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we just never were able to make it happen with my own life, my work schedule and my kids and all that. But maybe someday we'll meet up in the glory days up there and hunt some turkeys and deer together.
Yeah. That's what I tell a lot of people. There's all kinds of companies out there that have pro staff, promotional staff for their companies, and you don't get to interact with them as much as you would like to, or you maybe even never meet them. But
right.
That's one of the points that I have, is to hopefully meet everybody that's helped us grow and supported us over the years. And he's been there since the beginning. So
yeah, definitely gonna miss his videos in the fall.
Yeah, I posted one of the ones that he done right after he became pro staff with us, and he killed those 2 turkeys in the same day. He called it the daily double. But he'd get so excited over turkeys too. I mean, he loved deer hunting, but he loved hunting turkeys too. I mean, on that one video, he got up and he was just dancing, and it was so funny. I mean, he's a character. And like I said, you talk to those people, never met them, but they become your good friends, and they become part of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So you're grilling turkey burgers tonight.
I was. I'm done now.
Oh, you're done now. So I got through my little spiel and gave you time to get done. That's pretty good.
Now I'm watching my new chicks here, trying to figure out how they're going to get into their coop for the night.
Yeah, I hear them in the background there. So how did your turkey season go?
I myself got one bird. I only went out one time for myself, and then I did some volunteering with Moose Maine Kids, and I'm on board of directors with them. I know you've had Ron on the show before, myself and Hunter. So I took a couple kids out for Turkey Day, not just on Youth Day, but also an additional weekend. Unfortunately, the kids couldn't make it connect, but I did have one fired at one a couple times. He did get feathers the second shot, but it is what it is,
That
And
happens, but at least they're out there in the outdoors,
yeah, yeah. No, they had a grand time, and his father was just got a totally different outlook of turkey hunting after that, and because initially he's like, oh, I just go out the back door, and you're right at the house. So, but I mean, to actually, kind of run and gun and go after him in the woods and calling them and, tricking that old Tom into thinking his girlfriend was coming looking for him.
Yeah, yeah.
He enjoyed that aspect of it.
There's a lot of people out there that says, why do you like turkey hunting? And I'm like, man, it's just, I really didn't like it that much growing up. I'm a bigger deer hunter than I am anything. But my brother, he was diehard turkey, and he's the one that started the business. And he asked me, he said, let's start this business. And I'm like, well, you make the calls, and I'll do the business part of it. And, so we started it up, and 2 years later, he passed away. And I was getting a little teared up there earlier because he had a friend, Mark, that passed away about 2 years before he did. So it kind of just brings everything back, I mean, I just look at those things and I'm like, man, it's just, you never know what tomorrow will bring, but we just hope and pray that God protects us and just watches over us and, keeps us in his wisdom and knowledge.
100%. And the fact that you're, making your brother's dream a success is, that's just fascinating in itself.
Yeah. Well, I like you guys. I mean, I couldn't get it done and get it out there if it wasn't for you guys. And I much appreciate your all's promotion of our company and hanging in there with us all those years. And, at one time, Eric, I think we had about 38 pro staffers all over the country. We're down to about 16 now, but I mean, it just, things get so busy, and there's only certain things that you can get done. One person.
Right. No doubt.
But everybody's life gets busy, and things happen, and some people slide off, and some people go the different ways, and you get busy with family and things like that. So that's happened to some of them, and some of them just went different ways to other companies. But we sure appreciate everybody that supports us and promotes us for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I've gotten busy there with my work schedule and stuff, so it's not intentional. I just haven't been able to promote as much as I'd like to, but I'm going to do that a little bit more this fall as I can.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we've always told everybody is, hey, family comes first. Don't worry about doing anything for Nature's Voice, and put your family first. So that's one of the biggest things that we've always tried to put out there, and I hope that's been evident to everybody. So
yeah, no, it's been fantastic working with you all and representing, and just, I mean, I've had a few people here that I've gotten to order, and they love them, and some are repeat customers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. And Mark, Mark got us in a couple of small mom and pop stores up there back in the day, and here recently, I believe it was Mark that got us into the what is that firearms place? Foothills.
Okay.
Was that you or Mark?
No, that would have been Mark, because I'm not familiar with Foothills.
Yeah,
I've heard of it, but I don't know exactly.
I think it was Mark. It's Foothills Firearms and Safety. They do some gun training and stuff up there. The lady that owns it, she's actually from West Virginia, I think. And it was real funny that Mark made that connection. And we've got calls in their little firearm store there in Maine. So
yeah, cool. That's good. I'm still working on one of the local guys here, but he seems to go with the big names. But that's all right. I'm still gonna plug at him.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to convert them over sometimes, but once they realize the difference, then I'm not bashing any company out there, but there's a difference between small companies and large manufacturers. We all know that.
100%. 100%.
And
where I try to tell them, especially with the turkey calls, is, why do you want to sound like everybody else's girlfriend? Be the new girl in town.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. So speaking of turkey, let's move on to deer a little bit. The deer season's big in Maine. I mean, probably bigger than turkey, I would say. There's so much deer up in that area.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty huge. It's our season's getting ready to start here September 6th for expanded archery season, and that'll go into December. That's within city limits, so that's more or less for like population control. It's supposed to be anything you see is fair game, with the exception of one buck. Um, so does with fawns are fair game. Um, unfortunately, it's kind of turned into a trophy hunt, in my opinion. Not as many people are shooting the does and the fawns, which is what the hunt was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's another opportunity, but to me, it's people aren't using it for what it's for.
Well, that happens with about everything in life. It seems, more so some than others, but we've seen it a lot here within the industry, and I don't know, I call it industry because business owner, but anyways, the sport, the heritage, you know what I mean? And it's, I think it just kind of revolves around new ways to get people in the outdoors, but it kind of throws the focus off of the main thing, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah. No, I hear you. Well, nobody wants to get shamed for shooting the little buck, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of the expanded hunt.
Yeah. Yep. Tell us about that expanded hunt. How's that work?
So basically it's archery and crossbow now. It used to only be strictly archery. So it's mostly within city limits. The expanded zone in the town that I live in Brewer, is actually literally right across the road from where I'm at. So I live in the firearms side of town, and right across from me is the expanded hunting, archery only area. A lot of the land is posted. A lot of the land is, with behind businesses. So there's a lot of door knocking that has to happen.
Yeah.
And the pieces of land that are available are fairly small. I think there's one area not too far from here. It's kind of in between a couple busy roads, and the wardens were in there. Is it last year or the year before? They counted like 93 tree stands.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know if it's a 1 square mile area.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I personally don't participate in it because to me, it's just there's too many people.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could if I wanted to. I can go right across the street, my neighbor's house. But
Yeah. So typically per hunter, how much is it, acreage wise when you're talking about? Is it a lot more public land hunters up there, or people owning their own property?
It's mostly public, and the way the laws are written in Maine is if it's not properly posted, you legally can hunt it.
Oh wow!
And properly posted, I believe it's supposed to be posted every 50 or 100 feet. I can't remember, but it's supposed to be all around the perimeter.
Okay.
So if it's not properly posted, technically it's fair game. Ethically, you should still ask permission. I, for one, will always ask permission, even if it's not posted, just because I'm that guy. But yeah, it's we don't have any like hunting leases or any of that stuff yet.
Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of a good thing. I mean, there's more and more states that's becoming more leased property than public lands. It seems like in some of these areas, and people just don't want to let you hunt on their property no more. But that's because of a couple bad apples. It's always like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think when you're going to see that happen is there's a push for Sunday hunting. So we currently don't allow Sunday hunting, which which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
There's a small group of people that kind of own some of the big properties, but I'm not sure that they're a major player anymore in the anti-Sunday campaign. So we're kind of gaining a little bit of traction, but we're not there yet.
Well, I was thinking about Mark. Sorry about that. Eric, we're going to take a break real quick, and
Yes, sir.
we'll be right back. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. All right, guys, we're back with Nature's Voice Game Calls Pro Staffer Erik Gagnon, and basically, you know, we're just on here talking about hunting and deer hunting, but we wanted to kind of honor this episode this evening for an NVG Pro Staffer that passed away this past weekend, Mark Mumau, and Dan's going to do our salute to valor for him as of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, how you guys doing tonight? Sorry I can't make it. This time zone change kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, we're good, buddy.
Well, good to hear. So yeah, like you were saying, a little bit different. We've known Mark for a while.
Yeah.
He was, like you said, he was a pro staffer with us, so we're going to honor him tonight with our salute to valor of Donald Mark Mumau, born July 15th, 1965, and passed away, like you said, just recently as of August the 17th, 2025. So after high school, he worked a variety of jobs before answering a deeper calling to serve his country. He joined the United States Air Force, an experience that became a source of pride and identity for him throughout his life. Mark was stationed at Plattsburgh Air Force Base, where he worked on jets and formed lasting friendships with many of people. You know, he was an easy person to like.
Yeah, he sure was.
Especially his fellow airman and his roommate, Bobo. Mark was a man of many passions. His hometown, the Steelers, football, fishing, a good meal, and a spirited debate. But nothing quite matched the traditions passed down to him from his best friend and father, Dean. Sorry, I'm trying to drive here and get this done. But that was to hunt with Mark. Mark was counted, if you got to hunt with Mark, he was counted among his closest friends.
Yep.
And it was during those wood-bound adventures that some of his most meaningful friendships were formed. This included bringing many friends to his homeland. Should have put your foot down. There's a cop.
Why ain't you got it on your little thing there that you put it on when we was using?
I do, but I'm just saying I'm staring at a phone and not the road.
Oh no, I got you. I was gonna say.
I'm like. So anyhow, let's get back to that. So those woodbound adventures, some of his most meaningful friendships were formed. This included bringing many friends to his homeland for hunting adventures with his peeps, quote unquote.
Yeah.
In 2024, he fulfilled a dream by going on a moose hunt with his close friend Scott through Operation Reboot, where they successfully harvested a large bull. This is kind of difficult here. All right, anyhow, where they successfully harvested a large bull, an adventure that became one of his most treasured memories. Mark will be remembered for his sharp wit, fierce loyalty, steady presence, and the laughter he brought wherever he went. Whether you knew him as a veteran, coach, mechanic, hunting buddy, or just Mark, you knew a man who showed up fully, honestly, and with heart.
Yep.
In lieu of flowers, the family encourages donations to Operation Reboot and Well Hospice House, or simply take you outside and teach them how to hunt or fish and enjoy this beautiful land, all in the strength, service, and spirit of the man we all loved.
Yep. Man, God bless you, Mark. We sure are going to miss you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, he was never got to meet the man in person, but definitely shared many memories and times talking with the man. He was a wealth of knowledge. He was so fun to talk to.
Yeah, he was. And
the Mark on the phone and the Mark in person were the same people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep. You can just tell that by talking to him. You know what I mean? and the stories that you hear from other people. But please go to Operation Reboot, that place that he done his moose hunt with. We're going to try to put together something. I haven't been able to get a post out yet on our group, but all of us NVG Pro Staffers, we're going to try to get together and do a donation. It doesn't matter what it is, how small, how big. It doesn't matter if it's a couple dollars, if it's $5, or if it's $100. But what we're going to do is we're going to put together a fund, and I'll personally be sending that out to Operation Reboot. I told his wife that today. So
for those of you that don't know what Operation Reboot is, it's a guiding outfitter here in Maine, and they take veteran hunters out. I believe it's free of charge to them. I don't believe you have to be disabled veteran. I think it's just as long as you're a veteran.
Nice.
So yeah, back to deer hunting there, Eric. Tell us about that a little bit more. I mean, I know he's talking about deer hunting there in Maine is big. So what's your plans for this season?
Well, I got a doe tag this year, so my plan is to try to fill the freezer. I don't deer hunt too much anymore because of where I live. Like I said, there's too many people, not enough land. I prefer to go up north where I'm from and just hunt the big woods.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some areas here, and I am grateful that I do have some landowners that allow me to hunt their property. So I do go there where I'm more alone. But you're just limited to the ventures you can do, because the property's only so big. So normally when I'm up home, though, what I would do is, I mean, it's nothing for me to walk 3-4 miles and just, hey, pick me up here at the end of the day. This is where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And just, just roam the woods. And like you said earlier, just all those signs of God, just, could be a squirrel, could be a pine marten, could be whatever it is, just looking at you, and all of a sudden just hits you like, hey, someone's looking at me, or someone's looking out for me.
Yeah. When
many of those moments in the woods for sure.
When Mark first filled out his Pro Staff application, he said, "Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not a trophy hunter." He was like, "I hunt for meat and I love to hunt."
That's
and
pretty much the same feeling for myself.
Yeah, and I said, Mark, I don't care if you kill a spike, as long as you're out there hunting and helping continue the hunting heritage. That's what we want. And he had been with us ever since. And he'd send me pictures. He'd be like, there was this one 5-point that he killed, and it was just all wonky. It had 2 on one side and 3 on another, and it was real small and huge. And he was like, I know it's ugly, but he was like, it's deer.
Yeah.
He didn't 100%
care. On that one.
Yeah, and there's plenty of times that he'd be out there turkey hunting, and they wouldn't even hear or see a turkey, but he's out there. I mean, he loved the outdoors, and I tell you,
there's nothing like it.
There's
nothing like it. I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime that most people can only dream about or read about or hear about. I've never witnessed it. Just being in the outdoors.
Yeah, and it brings peace to a lot of us during tough times and things that we're dealing with in life, and just the smallest things of just work stress, or maybe you have stress in the family or whatever. But it's like Mark said, take a child hunting or get out in the woods and just take a walk. I mean, it's nature will do the body good.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, we sure appreciate you coming on this evening and just chatting with us and doing this kind of honor for Mark Mumau. And like I said at the beginning, folks, please keep his family in your thoughts and prayers as they go on through the weeks and the months and the years, because it never gets easier. Well, it gets a little easier, but it's just one of those things that's always there. You know what I mean? I mean, thankfully they have a close-knit family with grandkids and son and daughter and things like that will help with those things. But it still is hard on everyone. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. All right, guys, thanks for listening this evening. We sure appreciate you. Appreciate you watching the live. We will have some different links to different things. Like I said, Operation Reboot, we're going to be trying to put together a donation to give to them in honor of Mark. So I would love to make that trip up there, but, man, it's 18 hours. And I think it's It's coming up this weekend, I believe, isn't it? Or is it this week? I read the obituary today, but I can't remember the actual date.
Yeah, I'd have to look back myself. I don't remember.
But
if it's this weekend, I won't be able to make it because my daughter's wedding is Saturday.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to her on the wedding. So that's good news.
That's a reality check to getting older for sure.
Oh yeah, sure is. Like we were talking earlier, my son's in college and my daughter's a senior, so it just keeps on going.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, like I said, appreciate you listening. Be sure to check us out, naturesvoicegamecalls.com. Use podcast 15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order. And we know you're going to be on the water this year fishing this summer. Summer's about ready to come to a close, but, we got fall coming in. So visit woodbaitcountry.com and use On the Limb for promo code there for 10% off your order. Some great custom homemade baits, balsa baits from Bassmaster Cliff Pace. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, guys. We sure appreciate it. Are you ready to preserve that memorable hunt? The award-winning Johnson's Wildlife Taxidermy Studio has the gift of craftsmanship by God in preserving nature's legacy. Johnson's Wildlife Taxidermy is a full-service wildlife taxidermist located in Philippi, West Virginia, serving Barber County, West Virginia, and all surrounding areas. Can't make the drive to the studio? They take shipments as well. Contact Johnson's Wildlife Taxidermy Studio today at 304-266-5380. The award-winning Johnson's Taxidermy Studio, 304-266-5380. God's the ultimate craftsman, and we are just participating in his creative work.